So let's talk astroponics. Astro denoting space, ponics denoting work, according to the old language. But in modern parlance, it's all about plants. So let's talk about plants in terms of space. And let's cover a subject, a favorite of mine. Cannabis is an important plant. It has changed the narrative of communication in our world today. So should we, could we, would we grow cannabis in space? And why? Let's take a look at motion sickness. Motion sickness is a debilitating condition that has a lot to do with microgravity. It's an important thing. Barfing in your spacesuit is a bad thing. Now, whatever you feel about the politics of cannabis and the assumptions and things that you've been taught, let's take a look at the fact that cannabis works a whole lot better than orange pith. Pith, P-I-T-H. That's the white stuff between the orange peel and the orange, which has been used occasionally by people trying to treat motion sickness on boats. So what do? Do we constrain, confine, limit people's ability to treat illnesses in space according to who? How about we consider the idea that any plant or any animal that we want to take when we leave the planet is fair game? Why is that? Well, let's look at the idea of a social contract. Don't we have a social contract with cattle? We do. Well, there's actually precedent in law in a weird way. They get to avoid extinction. We get to drink their milk, make cheese out of it, and eat them. It's not a pretty contract. It is not. And we got the same contract with cows, carrots, and cucumbers. And vegans, check this and get this and let this stain and not strain on your brain. Okay? If all the carnivores in the world quit eating meat, you would starve and die. And it'd suck too. It would really suck. That's the thing about committing yourself to truth. It's inconvenient. It is incredibly inconvenient. But at least it's true. So let's get straight with this. The flowchart of Exodus is an extensive thing. It means that if we want to have chocolate available to us when we live on Mars, that means we have to grow chocolate on Mars. But what else comes with that? That means a whole bunch of other things have to happen. What about eggs in the morning? My favorite meal, and vegans kiss my ass, is potatoes eggs, maybe a little salt and pepper. That means I have to have chickens laying eggs. That means I have to grow potatoes. Now, potatoes is fairly straightforward, and we've looked at that on a movie called The Martian. But we haven't really looked at it at chickens much. How many G's does a chicken need? Does a chicken need more G's than a human does? Can we spin that? Thank you. This is Darren Marchant, the astroponicist, formerly American Nomad News.